Who is with me?
What?
Who is talking to me?
Yeah, it's me. That's Abbas. So I'm gonna present myself. I'm
Abbas. Welcome,
Abbas Betty.
Abbas.
Yeah, yeah, Abbas Betty. So
All right, Abbas Barry, what do you want to say to us, my friend? We are live on air and we are questioning if Allah is God. What do you think?
okay, now Alhamdulillah, no problem.
So what do you
I'm
think?
just like, yeah, it's fine, it's fine.
Find what?
What I'm thinking about what?
What do we are asking the Muslims how they believe that Allah is God. If there is any proof that Allah is God?
Yeah, I just want to ask you a question.
I thought you are going to answer my questions.
What?
I thought you are a Muslim and you can help us. Look like you do not know too.
Yeah, I'm Muslim. Yeah, of course I'm Muslim.
So do you know why Allah is God? Why is God?
Why Allah is God?
Yeah.
Yeah, because Allah is Him who created the people, it's Him who created the world. We gotta believe in Him
How you
because
know that Allah created the world and He created the people? Where do you get this from?
I get that from the Quran.
But the Quran have no witnesses. I mean,
What?
in Islam, if a woman she cheat in her husband, you need 4 witnesses, right?
Yeah.
Okay, do Muhammad have 4 witnesses for the Quran? He hang up. Have you ever heard of such a stupid religion? We need 4 witnesses if a woman cheat in her husband and they have to see his penis getting in and out. But we do not need a single witness for a person claiming that he received a book from his God. You need 2 witnesses if you borrow $10. But they don't have 1 witness for Muhammad receiving Quran. How in the world this will work? Shouldn't you have, I mean, you need witnesses for silly stuff, but you don't have witnesses for something serious? Madness. No witnesses. A religion based in one guy. Nobody saw, nobody heard, nobody witnessed anything from him. How would that work? Yes, my friend, you are live on air. Who is with me?
My name is Muhammad.
Muhammad. Welcome, Muhammad. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing well, thank you.
So you said to me in the chat, in Skype, you want to talk to me about Tawheed?
Yes.
Okay, what Tawheed mean?
For me, one of the I believe that one of the strongest things in Islam is the concepts of Tawheed, you know, because it's what we are taught since we were children.
Yeah, but there's no Tawheed in the Quran. Can you find the word Tawheed in the Quran?
No, sorry. I don't mean I'm not focusing on the word. I mean the concept of that there is only one God, you know.
Okay, if there is one God or 10 God, who care? If the question is if this God exists or not.
Yes, of course.
Okay, there's people they worship Shaitan, and Shaitan is one Shaitan. So does that mean he's God?
No. Yes,
Okay.
you're right. No.
Yeah, so 1 or 2 or 5, who care? The question is if he is a true God or not. So how you can help me to accept that Allah is one God or 2 God or 3 God, who care? If he is a true God, how you can help us, Mr. Muhammad?
I mean that we're brought up with this idea that in comparison to other religions,
Yeah.
Islam is the only religion that's with Judaism. I think that it's one of the only religion that says that there is only one God.
Okay,
You know?
first of all, you don't have one God, and we can prove it so easy. But we can go for that later. Have you ever heard of a religion that God he sent Quran to the animals?
No.
Okay, read for me chapter 6, verse number 38. Chapter 6 is called the chapter of An'am, which means the chapter of the animals. There's not an animal that lives on earth, nor being that flees with wings, but a form of community, and nothing we have omitted of the book from the book. Okay, so all animals in Islam, they are Muslims, and they worship Allah and they believe in Allah. And Allah will judge between them.
Yes,
And
of
Allah,
course. Yes,
and Allah
I
will
remember
judge
this.
between them in the judgment day. Okay, let me ask you then. So you agree animals are Muslims?
I believe that I think that we are told that every living sentient being and even rocks they respect God and they pray to God.
Okay, so do pigs worship Allah?
Do pigs worship Allah?
Yeah.
Yes.
So what the problem? Why you think pigs are dirty then?
Dirty. I don't think that we have to disrespect pigs. It's just that we can't eat them, I think.
So what about the black dog? Is black dog he worship Allah too?
Yes.
But Muhammad, he said the black dog is shaitan.
The black dog is shaitan.
Hmm.
Maybe the shaitan uses the black dog, but the black dog is innocent.
What do you mean by he uses? What does that mean?
He controls the black dog. Maybe.
Do you think he bewitched the black dog? Bewitch, you mean? Control him like by magic?
No, maybe he put his mark on him or something like that.
He put his what?
A mark of Satan or something like that.
So like he make him bewitched, you mean?
Bewitched? No, because it's an animal. I don't think the animals don't have a high, strong intelligence. It may be just that it's maybe that the dog brings bad omens. You know, maybe it's just like that.
How a dog he bring bad omen? How does that work for you?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
How the dog bring bad omen?
How the dog bring bad omen? Because I think that I don't know. I don't know how it brings bad omen. I don't know.
Is it true that your prophet he says that women and horse and dogs they bring bad omen?
Yes, I read that.
Okay,
I don't know. I can't defend
okay,
that.
a second ago you told me that the animals are Muslims, and you told me that all animals they worship Allah, and now we have women and dogs and horses. All of those they are bad omen, and even you know, obviously they are dirty.
Obviously, they are dirty. Why not? Not necessarily dirty.
Not necessarily. So, you know, let us, me and you, to come to a conclusion. So the animals are Muslims, and the rocks, even they worship Allah, correct?
Yes.
Have you ever heard of somebody speak to rocks and rocks speak to him?
Yes, I know the hadith you're talking about. That a rock told the salam to the Prophet. I think.
So there is Muhammad, he speak to rocks and rocks speak to him.
Yes.
How Muhammad he understand the rocks and hear the rocks, but nobody can hear them?
But nobody. Because he's a prophet. I mean, it's not. I don't think that it's a very bad thing. It's that crazy. I don't think that it's necessarily a bad thing, because if he's a prophet, he can sense other things that normal people cannot logically.
But do we believe that rocks they have a brain and they have a tongue and they can talk?
No, of course. Maybe it's just spiritually or something like that. Maybe. No, they don't.
So how he salute him if it's a spiritual? He said, "Assalamu alaikum."
Yes.
Okay, this is not spiritually. How the stone is talking to Muhammad saying "Assalamu alaikum," and only Muhammad he can hear the stone. Don't you think this is a mental issue?
A mental issue. I'm just saying that if there is magic involved, our logical thinking cannot apply. You know what I mean?
Oh, this is magic, you think?
Maybe I'm just saying maybe. Huh? Sorry?
So you think this is a magic here?
No, I mean the not magic sorcery, the magic of God, the power of God. Maybe because maybe it's if
Was
it's
your prophet under sorcery, controlled by sorcery?
was the prophet controlled by sorcery? It's true that the story about the satanic verses is it's true that it's not it shouldn't have happened, but maybe the story about the satanic verses is I sincerely believe that God shouldn't have let that happen, even if he had a plan, because he should have because he would know that the people would doubt the prophet if something like that would happen. It does not benefit the people. You know what I mean?
So what do you think? Do you think that this is when Muhammad he spoke to, as you said, I agree with you. When Muhammad he spoke satanic verses that make him a prophet of Satan, correct?
A prophet of Satan.
Yeah, if I speak, if I say to you
Yes.
what Satan says to me, claiming it's from God, well, obviously that made me satanic messenger.
Obviously, yeah, yes, but only temporarily, because it was
Doesn't
a plan of
matter.
God.
But no, hold on. You see what the plan of God? Why God wanna do that? I mean, this is stupid. So Allah, he will
Ah,
make Satan speak Quran, put it in the mouth of Muhammad. Muhammad did not notice. Muslim did not notice. The Kuffar did not notice. All of them, they worship the pagan, the three daughters of Allah. Muhammad, he go to house a day or two or three after, and Jibril come to him, and he said to him, what you did, this is satanic verses. So if, first of all, here, you notice that Muhammad, he claimed nobody can make Quran like the Quran, correct?
nobody. Yes.
Okay, so how Muhammad himself received Quran from Shaitan, and he did not recognize that this is not Quran? If nobody can make Quran like Allah.
But you know, maybe it's just that the prophet he's just a way to give message. Maybe we should not judge him harshly. You know what I mean?
My friend, we are
Because
not judging him
what's
harshly.
important is
We
God.
are not judging
So
harshly. We are asking question. If I am a messenger from God, and then God did not, he claimed that nobody can make Quran like my Quran, then Muhammad received Quran, not the Quran, and that he think it is the Quran, and then he said the Quran, which is not the Quran. So this is a contradiction for the Quran, because if nobody can make Quran like the Quran of Allah, and then Muhammad received Quran from Shaitan, and neither Muhammad, neither the believers, neither the kuffar, they notice that this is not from Allah. That means the Shaitan can make Quran too. And now Muhammad, he
yes,
come with a solution saying, well, don't worry. Allah, he said, Allah will take all the Quran coming from Shaitan and he will delete, correct?
yes,
How we know that
yes.
this is not from Shaitan too?
How do we know that this is not from Shaitan too?
Yeah.
But why would it be from Shaitan? It's
Well, if to make you feel comfortable, because now you are worried that Shaitan is putting words in the mouth of Muhammad and we do not notice. Maybe this verse itself is from Shaitan, so he will tell you, don't worry about what Muhammad received from Shaitan, because whatever he received, we will take it away.
but we should assume that it's really God that corrected it, because let's say that apart from that error, all of the rest of the Quran is from God, so we should believe it logically, I think.
I like it when you say logically. What the word logically mean?
I'm sorry, I don't mean uh, logically. But I mean that if 99.9999% of the Quran was from God, and then a false verse came from Shaitan, and then God corrected it. We should go to the side of God. You know what I mean?
Okay, where in the Quran it says which verses Allah he corrected? How we will know now which verses?
The one from the one that talks about let and
How we know? How we know which one? Well, how we know that this is the one? Maybe there's more. What Shaitan? He said only one. He stopped. He gave up.
Yes. No. I thought that this was the only situation where there was a satanic verse.
But you know, you see, if Allah want to take a verse which is sent by Shaitan, why Allah did not stop the verse before it come to mouth of Muhammad? If you don't want,
yes, I agree with you 100%. But I think that there was a plan from God, maybe, you know. But I don't know what the plan is.
Okay, I will go with you. So Allah, he have a plan. Is it true that Allah is the one who sent Shaitan to deceive the Prophet?
Yes, maybe, because he has a plan, maybe.
So Shaitan, he worked for Allah.
Shaitan, he works for Allah. Shaitan, he works for Allah. No, he can be ordered from Allah.
Okay, so this is make him work for Allah because he receive order from the boss, not from someone you don't obey, correct?
No, I think that everything except Allah works for Allah because He created everything, and maybe it's just.
So Allah don't work for Allah.
So Allah don't work for Allah.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
I will leave this question for later. Give me 5 minutes, and so we can understand. Read with me in chapter 6, verse number 112. It says, "We made for every messenger an enemy, evil ones from the genie and from the shaitans of a human and jinn." From the word shaitan. Okay. So who is the one who made the shaitan an enemy for the messengers? Allah, correct?
Sorry, please repeat the question, please.
Allah in the Quran, supposedly, he said, "We made for every messenger enemies from the shayateen."
Okay.
Okay. So when shaitan became an enemy to the messengers, who is the one who sent the shaitan? Allah.
Yes.
Why he do that?
Maybe because he has a plan. It's like he is written the destiny, you know. Everything he planned everything.
But as long it's a destiny, so what the point of sending things? If it's a destiny, it's going to happen anyway. You do not need to do. Okay, so you know, you just mentioned something very important. Destiny. What destiny mean?
What destiny mean? I understand that the concept in Christianity and in Islam of destiny is not the same.
Okay, but I'm saying now, is it destiny for shaitan to be shaitan?
Is it destiny for shaitan to be shaitan? Yes,
okay,
I think so.
Shaitan is a good guy then.
Shaitan is a good guy. No, you know what I think? I think that God knows the future. He doesn't...
No, read with me. Chapter 7, verse number 16. Iblis, he said, "Because you have sent me astray, because you deceived me, surely I will set against them, the human, and I will, you know, and I will deceive them too." So the first one who was deceived is Shaitan. Who the one deceived him? Allah. This is Quran, chapter 7, verse 16.
But why Allah gave an order to Shaitan and he didn't follow the orders of Allah?
Allah never gave an order to Shaitan. Show me. If you show me where Allah gave the order to Shaitan to do something, I'm going to shave my 25-meter beard.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm not an expert. I'm telling you, you know, in North Africa, we are not, we follow Islam, we'll follow Islam with our hearts, you know. I don't know if it's the same in the Middle East. I think that in North Africa, it's not the same philosophy about religion.
My friend, who cares about North Africa, South Africa? You know, I did not introduce myself to you. I am a black, blonde African American from Japan. Who cares? I'm asking you now. You said Allah, he ordered Shaitan. I said to you, if you can show me where Allah, he ordered Shaitan to bow down to Adam, I will shave my 26-meter beard in front of you. I will go on by camera right now, and I will show you shaving my beard. Right now, my beard is out of the door of the room. So
I'm so the story that we were taught is that Allah ordered Shaitan to bow down to Adam.
where you?
And
There is nowhere in the Quran. I made a friendly challenge to you, my friend. Please show me where in the Quran Allah he ordered Shaitan to bow down to Adam.
I'm sorry, I'm not an expert on that, but it is the story that all Muslims know. This story. That's why.
So all Muslims, they know the story except you?
Sorry?
All the Muslims, they knew the story except you.
Except me? No, I'm sorry. I mean that we are moderate Muslims. That's what I mean. You know, it's. I didn't say it negatively.
No problem. I will
early.
go with you. I will go with you. In chapter 2, verse number 30, speaking about the story, Allah, he said to the angels, I am going to create a creature to inherit the earth, whatever. And then they said to him, are you going to create someone who will do mischievement and blood in the earth? And then Allah, he said to them, I know what you know not. Do you agree with this story that Allah, he said to the angels, I know what you know not?
Yes, yes.
Okay. Then Allah, he taught Adam all the names, and then he placed those things in the front of the angels, and he told them, tell me the names of those things if you are truthful. Do you agree with the statement of Allah saying, tell me those names if you are truthful?
Allah told Adam to tell him the names back.
No. Allah taught Adam the names, like he put in front of him zucchini, potato, tomato. He taught him those names. So then, Allah, he said, he put the tomato, potato, zucchini in front of the angels. He asked the angels, what is this? They did not recognize. He put zucchini, they could not recognize what zucchini is. So the angels, they failed. And Allah, he said to them, tell me the names of those things if you are truthful. So do you agree with the sentence of Allah saying, tell me the name of those things if you are truthful?
If it's written in the Quran, yes, yes, I agree.
But this is mean Allah, he accused the angels to be a bunch of liars.
No, he accused them of being ignorant.
But he said the word truthful.
Truthful, yes.
He did not say if you are not ignorant. He says, tell me the name of those things in kuntum sadiqeen. And if you are from North Africa, Morocco, Algeria, whatever, you know, you should know a little bit of Arabic. In kuntum sadiqeen, correct? So does it say that in Arabic? Okay, here we go. Anbi'uni bi asma'i ula in kuntum sadiqeen. So in kuntum sadiqeen, tell me the names of those things. They are, you know, so if you are truthful, that's mean Allah, he accused his angels to be not a truthful, correct?
He is talking to the angels. I'm sorry, I am believing you because I'm
no, my
on
friend,
mobile.
you did not need to believe in me. I'm giving you the chapter. I'm putting it in the screen. You can read it. So, you know, I'm sharing with you. And you can read and you can search in Google when you are, if you are using your phone. Yes. So chapter 2, my friend, chapter 2, verse number 31. Allah, he says, tell me the name of those things if you are truthful. So in your religion, the angels of Allah, they are a bunch of liars.
Maybe not in general, just in that case.
No, he spoke to all of them. Not there's no exception. He said to the angels.
Yes. No, I don't mean all the. I mean not all the time. They don't speak the truth. Maybe
so
for that.
The angels of Allah, sometimes they lie, sometimes they tell the truth in Islam. Sometimes they are liars, sometimes they are not.
No, maybe because they want to. They don't want Allah to create something that will do.
But this is
bad
not our
things.
This is not our topic. Allah is saying to them, tell me the name of those things if you are truthful. So they are not truthful. They failed. They could not tell. The quiz Allah is giving, the exam Allah is giving is, if you know those things, that means you are truthful. So whatever they said, it was a lie, according to Allah, correct?
Yes. Yes.
But that's mean you Muslims, you receive your Quran from a bunch of liars. Who is the one who brought the Quran to Muhammad? A liar.
it's Jibril.
But he's a liar.
It's the angel Jibril. He's a liar. Maybe not always. Maybe it was in the don't mean in the moment when he created Adam. You know, because they didn't like.
So when Allah created Adam, Jibril was a liar, and then Jibril maybe he repent. He went to the Hajj. He kissed the black stone. He became a good Muslim.
I understand. I understand what you mean. I wanted to tell you that the main thing that we Muslim keep us believing in Islam, and it's the fact that there is only one God. You know, there is only one God.
My friend, who care? Your God, Allah Himself and His team, they are a bunch of ignorant. Because look what happened. The angels, they are the one who said that Adam will do mischievement. Correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So why Allah is upset from Shaitan for not bowing down? Shaitan is not an angel.
Yes, he was a jinn.
So I ordered the cat to say meow, and then because the dog, he did not say meow, I get upset from the dog. But the dog is not a cat. So when Allah, He is talking to the angels, and the angels is the one who disobey Allah or questioning Allah, and Allah get upset from the angels. So why He is upset from Shaitan? If Allah, He said to the angels, bow down to Adam, and then Shaitan, who is a genie, did not bow down. So why is upset from Shaitan? He did not even order him.
No, I see. That's why you told me earlier that there is that he did not order Shaitan.
Exactly.
Okay.
Shaitan is a victim of your God. Your God is mental. You know, Shaitan, he did not do anything. He had nothing wrong to. He had nothing to do with this fight. Allah is arguing with the angels. The angels is the one who accused Adam. Allah is, is punishing the angels for doing wrong. So why he is upset from Shaitan? And he did not order Shaitan to bow down.
I understand. It would have worked if the Shaitan was an angel.
Yeah, if Shaitan was an angel, according to Christianity, Shaitan, he was an angel. Here, no, Shaitan was one of the genie. So he's from different kind. He's not even from the same kind. So he argued with angels. He fought with angels. Angels is the one to disobey him, or the angels who is the one accused Adam of doing wrong. So why he's upset from Shaitan, and why he did not even order Shaitan to bow down. So the story is stupid. Same time, my friend.
I understand what you mean. I understand perfectly. But maybe he ordered all the people, not the people, all the beings that were present there.
That will work if he did not say, we said to the angels. You see it says, and when we said to the angels, he did not say to all. If he say everybody bow down to Adam, I say, okay, whoever there. But he said, the Quran says, we say to the angels, prostrate yourself before Adam. Secondly, you Muslims, you claim that Allah is against you to prostrate to anyone except Him. But turn to be that the first one who commits shirk and teach shirk is Allah. He is associating the bowing down with the man from the beginning of the time. So if you as a Muslim, you say it's wrong to bow down to a king, we should bow down only to Allah. Well, Allah Himself, He is ordering even the angels to bow down to Adam. And not only that, Adam later, he was kicked out from heaven just a few 2 meters after, 2 verses after, Adam was kicked out from heaven. So angels were right and they were not wrong, and Allah was wrong. So Adam did mischievement, he was kicked out. His children did mischievement, they were kicked out. All of them, they are a bunch of sinner, and they were kicked out. So why the angels are wrong and they are not truthful? Allah is stupid, because if Allah, He knew the future, as you said to me when you called me, then He should know what angels would, what Adam will do. But Allah, He accused the angels.
He knows.
No, He did not, because the proof of that, the angels, they say He will do mischievement. Allah, He said to them, I know what you know not. And then He told the names.
Yes, he didn't tell them that He will not do. It's like He told them that
He said He will not do by saying what? When they said that to Him, He says, I know what you know not. And then He continue, and now He want to tell them that they do not know. He want to tell them, He want to show them that they do not know the future. What He did, He told the names, and now He asked them, tell me the names of those things. But this is stupid to prove that He's God. But here He's trying supposedly to prove that they do not know the unseen. because they are talking about the unseen, which is the future of Adam. So tell me the names of those things. They said, well, Allah, we do not know except what you taught us. And he said to them, if you are truthful.
Yes, there is no relation between the first one and the second one.
No,
That's
there is a
what you're
relation.
saying.
No, there is a relationship. The relationship is the angels accuse Adam. Allah don't agree with them that Adam will do that. This is why he says to them, I know what you know not. And then he told them, I will tell, okay, I told the names. Well, if you are truthful about Adam, you see what it says if you are truthful? You see what it says? Okay.
If you are truthful,
if you are truthful, we'll go back to who? Yeah, we'll go back about Adam, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
If you are truthful about Adam, it will be
exactly.
bad. We do.
Wonderful, my brother. So now Allah is saying to the angels, if you are truthful about what you said about Adam, which means if you know what he will do really, well, tell me the names. So now Allah, he proved to them that they do not know anything, and now it's time for the penalty. He said to them, bow down because you accuse Adam of something he would do and he will not do. But then, 2 lines after, we will find that Adam, he commits a sin, and Allah, he kicked him out, and Shaitan from the heaven. And the funny actually, Allah, he kicked Shaitan even before he speak to Adam from heaven. How Shaitan, he come back to the heaven? Because when Shaitan, he refused to bow down, Allah, he said to him, get out of here.
Yes, he banished him. Yes.
Okay, so how Shaitan come back?
How Shaitan come back? Maybe he just talked to God from far away. Maybe he did not come back to.
What far away? I mean, my friend, this is the heaven of Allah. Nobody can enter the heaven of Allah without permission of Allah.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so Allah, he kicked out Shaitan from heaven. How Shaitan, he come back to heaven to whisper to Adam and Eve? Because when Allah
because the Garden of Eden is yes, it's in the Jannah. Yes, I understand.
Yeah.
So he could not have stayed there. Okay.
So when Allah he kicked Adam, kicked the Shaitan out of heaven, and already Shaitan is out. Then we need to ask, who is the one who wrote this stupid story? This can't be from God. This is stupid.
I understand what you mean. So that means that in Christianity, the Garden of Eden was not in paradise. Is that right?
Well, in Christianity, the garden is a garden. It's not in the sky. It's in the earth. But this is not our question now. The paradise of Adam is in heaven, according to Islam, is in the sky. But this is not our topic now. The question is, Allah, he kicked Shaitan out of heaven.
Yes.
How he get back?
How he get back? I think that there was a pact between Allah. I mean, not a pact. That Shaitan told to Allah that I will prove to you that your people will follow me. Maybe from then on, God authorized Shaitan to do.
No, but you see, already no problem. Tell your people, but this is after Shaitan was kicked out and after Adam was kicked out too. But if you read the Quran, my friend, the verse in front of us, chapter 7, verse number 18. So Allah, he says, "Ukhruj minha." He said to Iblis, get out of here, get down. You are expelled with disgrace from the paradise. All right?
Yes.
Now, after that, verse number 19, Allah, he said to Adam, you, Adam, and your wife, go to heaven, enjoy it. Do you see it? So verse 18, Allah, he ordered the Shaitan to get out. Verse 19, Allah said to Adam, hey, Adam, go have fun in the heaven. So now Shaitan is already out. So then we find that in verse number 20, Shaitan, he whispered to them, but Shaitan is out.
Yes, he is out. Yes.
So how he whispered for them?
So how he whispers for them? I don't know.
I will tell you how. You know, the one who wrote the story is stupid. There's no logic there. And at the same time, when I prove to you, Muhammad, that I am God, Shouldn't you ask the opposite? As an example, if I have a dog and I call him Fufu, and then I say to
Yes.
you, what is the name of my dog? You say, I do not know. And then I say Fufu. Is that to prove that I'm God?
No.
Okay, but this is Allah what he did. He gave name
Yes,
for the
the
things.
angel.
He gave name for the things. And he said to them, tell me
Yes.
the names. He should do the opposite. He should tell them, you name them. You name those things. Don't tell me. And now ask me
Yes.
the names, right? That will prove that he
No,
is
but he
special.
doesn't have to prove to them. They know that he is God already.
Well, obviously he's
He
not
doesn't
God.
have.
Obviously he is not God, because what he did is stupid. If I call my dog Juju or Fufu, and I say to you, if you cannot tell me the name of my dog, that means you're truthful. That's stupid.
I understand what you mean, but you know, I wanted to tell you that these things they don't change what we believe. You know what I mean? I don't mean that in a negative way. I
My
mean
friend,
that
I understand. This is not what this. What I'm trying to say to you. If this is Quran
yes,
is coming from God, the Quran should be smart, because God is smart. He's not stupid. We agree?
of course, of
Okay,
course.
but this is stupid, because even the
Uh,
story is
uh,
not coming in the right order. Shaitan is kicked out for no reason, because he is not the one who accused Adam anyway. Allah, he ordered the angels to bow down. He did not say angel and shaitan, angel and genie bow down. Why is upset? So all the story does not make sense. And this is cannot be from God.
I, I understand, but you know what? What we believe is that even if it don't it does even if it doesn't make sense, it's for us.
It's not about making sense. It's not
It's
about making sense. It's about being stupid. This is not about making sense. There's many things, you know, in belief, they don't make, like they say, we call them miracle. As an example, why Mary, she is a virgin?
why Mary, she's a virgin.
Yeah. What
Uh,
is the sense of that? What is the purpose? You don't know as a Muslim.
what
Why you copy
what
that
is
from
the
the Bible? You know, the Christian, they
yes,
say
yes,
Mary
of
was a
course
virgin.
it has meaning in the Bible because Jesus is the Son of God in the Bible.
Exactly.
That's
But it
why.
doesn't make sense in
Yes, yes,
Islam.
of
It
course.
doesn't make sense in Islam. Mary is a virgin. Why?
But why? But it could be just a miracle because miracles don't
Well,
make sense in
no, but
general.
you see, this is can be a miracle. If the God don't do miracle for a short time, especially this miracle, because nobody can prove it. I can say my mother, she was a virgin. Your mother, with my respect to her, she can say she was a virgin when she gave birth to you. Correct? Nobody can prove it.
Yes,
So there's no
of
point.
course.
Miracles when they happen, supposedly to show the ability of God of doing things. But this kind of miracle, nobody can prove it, nobody can disapprove it, because nobody saw what happened to this woman in her private life. Any woman, she can say that. So what
Of
the
course.
point? What the point of this? Nothing, except that this born person is a special person, very special, not like any mankind.
Of
This is the
course, of course.
so that will
Of
make
course.
sense in Christianity, but in Islam does not make sense. But this is not our
You know,
topic.
I agree that Jesus was more powerful than Muhammad. I agree.
My
It
friend,
doesn't even compare.
Jesus is powerful. Muhammad and his God are in disability. You know,
Sorry,
let us, Muhammad. I wanna have. You know, you're a nice guy, and I'm trying to inspire how you think about your God. When you say Jesus is more powerful than Muhammad, well, don't you Muslim think that Muhammad supposedly have the same God as Jesus?
yes, yes, of
So
course.
why Jesus is more powerful than Muhammad? What happened?
What happened? What happened? We believe that Jesus he never said that he was God or the Son of God. He was just a nice prophet, a very good prophet, and the people misunderstood him, and that's why there was the need for another prophet.
This is
You
not the
know, that's
question. This is not
what
the
it is.
question. Listen carefully,
Uh,
my friend, Muhammad. Listen carefully. You said that Jesus is more powerful than Muhammad, correct?
yes, of course.
Why he have more power than Muhammad if they have the same
Uh,
God?
but you know, there was another prophet that was extremely powerful. It was Solomon, I think. He could control many things.
No, Solomon,
He could control the wind, I think.
no, but he cannot raise death. He cannot resurrect people from death. He cannot make the blind see. He cannot. He have an army, yes. He have a flying carpet, which is stupid story. Muhammad, he took it from the fictions of the Jews. But he have a ring. He controlled the genie, which is very stupid. But he cannot do miracles. He have zero miracles.
Why is controlling the genie stupid? I think it's a very powerful
Okay, let us talk
power.
about controlling the genie. Controlling the genie. So Sulaiman, he controlled the genie. Muhammad, he was controlled by a genie. How that work for you?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I think I heard that somewhere, but I don't know if it's in Sahih Muslim or Bukhari. I don't.
So what if it's Sahih Muslim? It's you accept it. If it's not Sahih Muslim and Bukhari don't accept it, you mean?
And I'm sorry. I will tell you things that they may seem stupid. I just want to tell you how it works for us in North Africa. Please believe me. I'm not
No,
lying.
my
I
friend,
just want
I'm
you
not
to
against you. I'm
understand.
trying to go with you. But how Sulaiman, you are the one who mentioned Sulaiman. How Sulaiman, he controlled the genie, yet Muhammad was controlled by the genie, controlled by shaitan. How that work? I mean, what's wrong with this Muhammad? Everything. So not only now what we are noticing, that everything wrong about Muhammad, while Sulaiman controlled the genie, genie controlled Muhammad.
Genie controlled Muhammad.
Yeah.
Yes, but because it's not as
This is
powerful
Sahih
as the
Muslim. This is Sahih
other
Muslim.
prophet.
It says here, there's none among you whom attached to a genie, a devil, shaitan. The companion, they say to him, you too, with you too, prophet. He says, yes, but Allah helped me against him, and I am safe from his hands, and he command me but to do what, but for good. Do you agree that Muhammad he received command from shaitan?
Yeah, I think I remember this one, and it's since God programmed that shaitan, it means it's just from God. I don't see the problem. I really don't see the
So
problem
why
here.
you call him shaitan then? Why you don't call him an angel? How he is a shaitan program from God? So who is the real shaitan now? The real shaitan is Allah. So Allah, he sent shaitan program from him to Muhammad. What kind of a silly game this game is? So what is shaitan? Shaitan is a programmed shaitan sent by Allah to deceive us. What a joke. So now we
Yes,
notice.
I understand. You said the word silly, and I understand 100% what you mean. That it's silly. Why is it this complicated? Why isn't he?
No, it's
Why
not
isn't it
complicated. It's
the
not
direct
complicated. It's
command?
very simple, but it's very stupid because the point is supposedly that Allah,
Yes.
he created us to guide, and he wanted to guide us, not to deceive us, but obviously by saying that Allah is the one sending shaitan to deceive us. Well, he is the true shaitan. Shaitan is just an employee for Allah. So now we are, according to Islam, according to you Muslims, we are just a game for Allah. Allah is playing with us.
Yes, of course.
Okay, so what of course this God is evil, then he's shaitan himself, because a true God should not do that.
A true God should not do. I believe, I believe that God has wrote all the possibilities, and He knows all the possibilities, and we just choose one of the possibilities that He wrote for us. You know what I mean?
My friend, there's nothing is called possibility, because destiny have zero possibility. It's what he wrote for you will happen to you. Secondly, obviously this God is stupid and he is sick. You're a prophet, he says, if you don't, I swear by Allah, if you don't commit sin, Allah will destroy you and bring people, replace you, and bring people who commit sin and ask for forgiveness. You know this hadith?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So why this God, what's wrong with him? Why if I did not commit sin, he would destroy me?
Why if He did not commit sin? Because He wants. Because He wants. He wants to judge us.
Who would judge us?
If we did not commit sin.
My friend, listen. So you are saying to me that if you have a child and your son is very good, he obey you, you will kill him.
Yeah.
Does that sound healthy or satanic?
No, of course, it's not a good thing, of course.
It's satanic.
No, because if God
Muhammad,
wants to
no, be
do
honest
without
with me. Be honest with
anything,
me. Honest, Muhammad. You
I'm
know,
honest. I
you are a
swear I'm
nice
honest.
guy. I can see that in you, and I'm happy to talk to you. If you have a son
Thank you.
and he obey you, he's a good kid. He respect you. He never disobey you. Whatever you say, he do. Why
Yes, you
the
should be proud
father?
of him.
Why the father will kill his son? Tell me.
Why the father will kill his son? He should not kill his son,
He should not. Unless this
of
father,
course.
he is the one is evil and sick.
Uh, but maybe destroying, maybe it's just removing, because God has a plan and sorry, I'm sorry, I don't know how to answer that.
No, you see,
Of course,
this
he's
is
our Lord.
what a
Of course,
plan. The plan you want me to commit sin. I thought the plan is to be good. I thought the plan that Allah He want us to be good. I thought the plan that Allah He want the people who they live in this earth to be obedience. But as you say, this God don't want obedience people. This God He want gang. He want killers. He want rapists. And then all what He care is asking for forgiveness. So this God is a sick, lonely God. Our friend, this is a mentality of a sicko. Your God, Allah, is a sick, sicko, mental, satanic, evil. You don't kill the people for doing good. You don't replace them with evil ones who do wrong just because they are going to beg for you. Please forgive us. That is sick. So what Muhammad
I'm
is saying
sorry.
to us, go ahead, Muhammad. Go.
I'm sorry. Just want to ask you: is it saying killing, destroying, not just removing and replacing?
He's going to destroy you. Don't you see? He would sweep you out of existence.
Yes, but maybe it's in a painless way, so that he can
Who
do
care
what he
about
wants.
painless
Maybe.
anyway? So are you saying to me, if somebody he gave his son some drugs and then he cut his throat, that is make him a good guy?
No.
Yes. Who care about the painful way? What no painful way? The word is so clear. He will sweep you out of existence. For what guilt? Shouldn't I do guilt to do that to me? There's no guilt. I obey you. I'm good.
Of course, I understand. Yes, what you're saying is logical, of course.
So this man,
Yes, you
Muhammad,
should
is
not be
presenting
removed if you are
this
a good
man,
person.
my
Yes,
friend.
I understand.
For me, as I
Yes.
see the one you call him a prophet, I see him mentally ill, sick person, and he is possessed by the devil, and he is trying to make us to obey the devil, because the only way I understand this, and there's no other way, that
Sorry,
you
why do you think it's devil? There are good
let me
things
show
in
you what.
Islam.
Let me
I
show
don't
you. No, there's
understand
no
why
good things. There's no good things. What suicide bomber and killing and the kidnapping? What good? Muhammad is a rapist, killer, thief. Even his own son, he went to the house and he flirted with the wife when the husband is not there. Sophia, he killed her father, her brother, her husband, and then he raped her less than 30 minutes after. What are good things? My friend, listen. When somebody says to you, if you commit sin,
Yes.
it is the way Allah will not destroy you. If you don't commit sin, Allah will sweep you out of existence. If you commit sin,
Maybe.
if you commit
Yes,
sin,
yes.
listen, if you commit sin and ask for forgiveness, Allah will let you live. So what Muhammad is saying to us, you need to be satanic. You need to be a gang. You need to be a drug dealer. You need to be a thief. You need to be a criminal. Or what you need to do, after all you do all those things, just seek for forgiveness. But never be a good person. Because if you don't commit sin, Allah will sweep you out of existence. So to live in the kingdom of this king, Satan, Allah, you have to be a person who commits sin. Otherwise, you are not qualified to live in his kingdom. He will sweep you out because you are not committing sin. So in order to be a member in the membership, or to get a membership in the empire of the Satan, you have to commit sin and ask Satan for forgiveness, because this is the only joy Satan, Oka Allah, he have. This is your God.
Yes, yes, I understand that if you take it from the point of view of Satan, it works like that. I
I'm not
understand.
taking from a point of me. You tell me any point you want. There's no other point. If you don't commit sin, I will kill you. As simple as that.
But if it was,
I can stay alive? How I can stay alive? Only if I commit sin and ask for forgiveness. There's a third option.
but pious people in Islam are rewarded with the paradise. I don't think
There's
that's
no
it
bias. He is
necessarily.
saying to them, commit sin. What bias? In Islam, there's no bias. This is very funny. If you're a prophet himself, he sleep around with women and he cheat. And then you say to me bias. In Islam, you know, forgiving sin is so easy. If you say, Alhamdulillah, 100 times, Allah forgive you sin. Is that true?
Uh, I'm sorry, I never heard about that.
Yeah. So Muhammad, he encouraged you to commit sin. And then he made it
And
so
then
easy. So easy to forgive sin.
I see. I understand what you mean. Yes, you can be forgiven easily. I understand what you mean. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if you say
But you
100
can't
times,
be,
if you say 100 times, Alhamdulillah, Allah forgive you sin. How stupid is that? So now
but
I will
but
go.
but it
I
has,
will go now. I
so
will rape. I
it
will
has to
rape a
come
woman.
from
Listen,
your heart.
Muhammad. I
You
have to
can't
go
be a
because it's
hypocrite.
time to rape some women. It's time to rape women and have time to sell drugs and time to kill some, you know, maybe childrens. And then I will say Alhamdulillah 100 times, and then Allah forgive my sin. How stupid is that?
No, but you can't be a hypocrite when you say it. You have to be you
Who
have to
cares?
believe
But
that.
this is hypocrisy. If I say 100 times, Subhanallah, that make me a good person now. How come I was a
No,
good?
no, never.
How come I was not a good person when I raped the women?
No, of course, you have to regret what you have done. God doesn't forgive you
Muhammad,
just like that.
I'm going
You
to
have to
speak to
regret.
you for 5 minutes more, and this is your chance to give me something right. You see, let me ask you, if somebody commit fornication, it was his choice to sleep around, or it was enforced by Allah?
Enforced by Allah.
So why
Yeah.
it's called fornication? Who is the real fornicator?
Hmm. I understand. I understand what you mean.
Who is the one who want people to do fornication? God or Satan? You should say Satan, right?
Yes, of course.
But you just said to me it's enforced by Allah. So Allah is Satan.
Uh, in enforced. We don't believe that it is enforced. We believe that it is
No,
written
it's
that Allah
no,
knows
it's
what will
enforced
happen.
because as long as it's written, it's enforced. Can you go against it? Can you change the destiny of Allah?
Can you, no, you can't.
Okay, that's it. So it's enforced. So Allah enforced you to do a fornication, and then He says, "Don't do fornication." Who is the stupid here?
I understand. I understand what you mean.
So Muhammad, I invite you right now as we speak. I feel inside you that you are a good man. And you don't fit in this garbage. I invite you right now to leave Islam, my friend. I'm not going to talk to you more because if all what I showed you is not enough for you to leave this garbage, I don't know what to do. I give up, you know. So I invite you right now. You are
Of
smarter
course,
than this.
of course, I understand what you mean. You know, I always tried in my life to be a humanist, to try to understand, to have empathy with everyone, and I understand that someone from outside, when he looks like this, it's very, it can be not logical. So I understand.
This is
I
not about
understand what
logical.
you
This is
mean.
not about logical, Muhammad. This is about disgusting. This God, He is the one who made you fornicate. And then He is going to say, I will punish you for fornicating. Is He sick? What logical? This is not, this is beyond logic. This is madness. This is stupid. This is not about I understand where I'm coming from. God,
Yes.
He should be against something, not the one who made you do it, and then He will punish you for doing it. That's not just. What is the just?
Yes.
So we are
Yes.
talking about someone you call him God, but obviously He is not just. And one of the most important thing about God to be just. If God cannot be just, who is just then?
Yes. God has to be just,
So
of
Allah
course.
is not a just. Do you agree with me?
If this is true, yes,
Yes.
yes,
What if this is true? It's in front of you. This is Sahih Muslim.
yes, yes.
So Allah is unjust, and as long He is unjust, He is satanic.
Uh, Yes, you know, when I read the hadith like this, I always tell myself that they never should have been there, hadiths like this, because they, I don't think that anyone can defend this.
No one,
I think
exactly.
it's
And
too
this is
sad.
why, my friend,
It's
I'm
too
happy
sad.
for you. I'm happy that you are an honest man and you agree that this is unjust and this is satanic. So you decide to leave Islam.
You know, but it's too sad if Islam is not true. You know what I mean? It's too
No,
sad
my
because
friend, it is
all
too sad that
because
we have such a garbage. Because of Islam, we have to stay 3 hours in the airport just to take off our shoes. It is so sad we have Islam. Because of Islam, we spend billions of dollars for security. It is so sad we have Islam because now you do not know who is going to attack you in the mall and he have a sword in his hand shouting Allahu Akbar. It is so sad
of
we have
course, of
Islam.
course.
Because of Islam now nobody earth is lost the peace. So my friend, Islam is sad. Islam is a sad. So I'm
Yes,
happy for
yes.
you. I'm happy for you, Muhammad, that today you are leaving Islam.
Uh, yes, you know, when we are Muslims, it's extremely difficult to say that you leave Islam. You can't just say it like that. You know,
But you just
you are
did. You
afraid.
just did. No
You are
problem. You
afraid.
are a brave. You are a brave man. Thank God. You are not like the rest. You are not a potato. You are not a coward. You are coming
Uh,
from a good family. You don't deserve to be there. Neither you, neither your family.
yes, yes, that's what I wanted to tell you because a lot of people. When I look at my family, at my the people I know, I assure you that they are good people. They don't follow these things. You know what I mean? The the majority of these things
My friend, my
we
friend,
never heard
my
about them.
friend. So you are saying to me there's Muslims who they are good Muslim, don't follow Muhammad, and that make them good. Well, that even make it more ugly. Because now they are good because they don't follow Muhammad. Not because they are following Muhammad. If they follow Muhammad, they will not be good.
But we believe that we follow
No,
the
you don't.
teachings.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because simply, if you follow Muhammad, you do what Muhammad said. Take not Christian and
Yes,
Jews as a friends. Beat your wife.
yes, I don't agree with that. Yes,
You can force your wife to have sex with you. You can rape her. You can beat her.
yes, we don't do that. No one does
My
that.
friend, you don't
I know
do,
there
my
are
friend
people who
Muhammad,
does,
you
but
are coming from a good family, maybe, and your father is a good man. He will not beat your mother, but because he's good. This is not because he's not follow. If he follows Islam, he can beat your wife, his wife, and he can have 4 wives, correct?
yes, yes, yes,
So not because Islam is good, make him not to do it. Islam give him the opportunity to do it, but he refused because he is a good man.
yes, yes, yes.
So Muhammad, as long as you decide to leave Islam, I'm happy for you. What do you think about accepting the Messiah as your savior?
Uh, yes, that's the subject I wanted to talk to you about from the beginning because we have this idea that we should only worship one God, and if it's a multiplicity, it doesn't really make it. You know that in our heads, uh, and I think that's why Islam gained so much popularity. You know, because it's like. If it was 100% false, it wouldn't have attracted so many people. I know that
No,
it's
my
not
friend.
from
Islam does
conversions,
not get
from
any
the doctrine.
publicity. Islam is a mockery. Islam is a joke. And if you see in the West, they say to you, Prophet Muhammad, that's because they don't want a problem with the terrorist. But Islam is not popular. Islam is rejected everywhere. People, they laugh at Islam. People they wish Islam does not exist. And Christianity is #1 belief in the world. Islam is dying. Even Muhammad, he said, Islam started as a small and will end as a small. That's what he said. And even he said, Islam will come back like a snake going inside a hole in Mecca. So Muhammad described Islam as a small and will go back as a small and as a snake specifically. And believing in one God,
Yes,
this is even more funny because the Quran says, if Allah want to take a partner, we will take it from ourselves. And the Muslim cannot explain that because simply that destroy the idea of Muslim believing in one God. Because if you want to take a wife or a son, We will take it from لَدُنَّا إِن كُنَّا فَاعِلِينَ. We will take that from ourselves. So how Allah will take a partner from himself if he is one?
I'm sorry. Is this in the Quran?
This is in the Quran, chapter 21, verse number 17. Had we intended to take a pastime, i.e. a wife or a son, we could surely have taken it from us. Okay, now Allah talking about taking a partner.
Okay.
How it's a
From him.
partner from us if Allah is one?
How is a partner from us if Allah is one? You told me chapter 21, verse 17.
Verse 17, yes.
Okay.
So the Muhammadan, they claim that Allah is one is a big fat lie. It's against the Quran. If Allah is one, then he cannot take partner from us. So how is he a one person, or he is one a group of a creature? And what kind of God he want to take a wife? I never heard of such a God. Do the God of the Christians have a wife? No. In Arabic, the word lahu mean women. If we like to take a woman, we should surely take it from us. Taking it from us. How many us Allah is?
One.
How then he us? He's us. And how he will take a partner from us?
Okay. We had intended to take a diversion. We would have taken it from what is with us. Okay.
Not with us. Not with us. اتخذناه من لدنا. Ladunna is our kind. You see, ladun, like you are from the ladun of your father, from the bloodline of your father. You know, this is what ladun mean. So ladunna, ladunna, it is the kind, the blood, the lineage, all together. So when Allah he claimed that he is one, as Muslim they claim, and then if you want to take a partner, he will take it from us.
Okay, so this means that God can take partners from himself if he wanted to. That's what it means, Lord.
But okay, let us stop here. So Allah will take a partner from himself too. So he's one? How Allah will partner with himself?
Okay. So if God wants to take a partner, he can. That's what it is saying.
Okay, no, from us. You see, the problem is not only he can take a partner, he will take a partner from us.
From himself.
Where it says himself, it says from us.
Min ladunna, from
yeah, us.
You mean that other beings exist?
But they are other beings, but they are the same as Allah. Otherwise, you don't say us. When you say us, I say who is there. You say us. Obviously, you don't mean the cat if she is with you, correct? You mean other human with you, right?
But isn't this a figure of speech? Like when the kings talk, they say
no. But because now he's talking about taking a partner. The partner cannot be himself, because if it's himself, there's no partner. This is him.
Yeah. Yes.
And my friend, the word here is a pastime. Translated is lahu. Lahu is a woman, so it have to be a woman in gender. And this is why she is the partner. So how Allah will take a partner from himself, and is he a woman? And is your God Allah like a transgender? He is a male and female in the same time?
Okay. Yeah. Yes, I understand.
So when the Muslim they say we believe in one God, this is just a joke. And secondly, who cares if you believe in one God or not? He is a stupid God, as we prove. This God, he thinks the sun set in a muddy water. This God, he thinks that the sperm coming from the ribs of the women and the backbone of the man, and the sperm became a dead blood. So he is one, he is two, he is 10. Who cares? This is stupid, you know. So when you say to me we have an attractive point that we worship one God, this is one of the stupid things you are trying to deceive yourself with. And we are the one who worship. We are truly the one who worship one God, not you. Because you see, when you say multiplicity, we don't have multiplicity. All the Bible from the beginning to the end, it says your God is one. from the first verse to the last verse. So when the Christian, they say we believe in the Trinity, that is about God being, he is how he is. In three, we call them, like in Arabic we say opnum. In English they use the word person, which is not really a good translation for that word. Uh, so the logos, or let us say the essence of God, is exist in three ways, or three person. So God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit. If you say you cannot do that because this is not right, well, this is God. You cannot tell God what he will be. Same time, you will see everything around us is based on number three. What is the water? H2O, correct?
Oh, yes.
Okay. What is the essence of life? Sun, air, water. Is that correct?
Yes.
If one of them is missing, we're dead. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, now let us think about. Have you ever heard of something called the golden ratio?
Yes.
2 to 1
Yes.
is the sign of a beauty, signature of God. Everything in this earth, all the trees, everything is designed by number three. So if you look around you, you will find everything is based in the signature of God. God, he have his finger, his signature and everything. He have his fingerprint. So when a Muslim, he tried to say that the Christianity does not make sense. Why? Because God is a three and one at the same time. Well, I thought God is almighty, and when we say almighty, nothing is impossible for God, correct?
No, of course, but
No,
we
not of
believe that.
course, not of course. When you were a Muslim, that is impossible. Why? Because Allah, as an example, he cannot have a son unless he have a girlfriend, correct?
From the ayah that you showed me.
Yeah, Allah in the Quran, he says, how can Allah have a son if you don't have a girlfriend? But you know that the God of the Christians, he have a son, but he don't have a girlfriend.
Yes.
Okay, so for Allah, it is not possible to do the impossible. Because it's not possible for Allah to have a son unless he have a girlfriend. The God of the Christians, he do not need a girlfriend to have a son. Why? Because he is the Almighty God. The God of Islam is just a manly God like me and you. I cannot have a son unless I have a woman. A woman, she cannot have a son unless she have a boyfriend or a husband. So the God of Islam, when he spoke about himself, he gave us a great example of description of himself. He is the same as any of us. Without a female, he is useless. He cannot reproduce. He cannot have children. He cannot regenerate. So Adam and Eve is more powerful than Allah. Why? Because one man, one woman, they can make a baby. Allah is a lonely guy. He cannot make babies. Why? Because he don't have a wife. So how is God? So everything in this Quran doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It's silly. So my friend, what do you think about accepting the Messiah as your savior?
Can I ask you a question
Sure,
about?
sure. Go ahead.
Thank you. The can anyone go? Can anyone go to heaven even if he's not Christian? Or
No,
you have?
no. You have to be a follower of Christ to believe in him. Jesus the Messiah, our Lord, he says, I am the way, I am the door, and no one can go to the Father but by me. So in order to go to heaven, even if you are a Jew, even whoever you are, you have to accept the Messiah, and you have to be saved by him, and you have to be born again. Born again doesn't mean we go inside our mother and we come back again. Born again mean that we start a new life by becoming a new believers with the Messiah by the Spirit. So we deny the old pagan religion, and already you did. So you are ready to go for the Messiah if you accept. And if you accept the Messiah from your heart, not because just you want to go to heaven, not because you want to get a benefit. We don't have virgins waiting for you. This is not satanic cult. We
Of
don't
course,
have
no, I
voice.
didn't ask the question about for me. I asked it for
Everybody,
for good
including
people.
me, including everybody, even Even my father, even my mother, if they don't believe and they follow Jesus, they will not go to heaven. Even if they are
But
born a Christian,
God is
even if
too
they are,
kind.
listen, Muhammad, even if they are born a Christian, even if they are born Christian, even if they go to church, but they are not true Christians, they will not go to heaven. A person, it's why Jesus said, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, God, God, will enter the kingdom of my Father, but the one who do his will. So in Christianity, we don't have someone he says, Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, 100 times, that said his son is forgiven. Muslims, they lie when they say, in Christianity, the Christian believe that Jesus, he paid for their sins so they can sin as much as they want. That's a lie. That's an absolute super satanic lie. Absolutely a lie. When we say that Jesus, he paid for our sin, that's mean now we are ready to go to heaven if we follow Jesus. Not just by saying we believe in Jesus, we are in heaven already. That's why he says, not everyone says to me, Lord, Lord, but the one who do his will. So Muhammad, my friend, I want to say to you, you are like my younger brother. I invite you right now as we speak to accept the Messiah so he can save your soul. Because my friend, you might go to sleep, you might never wake up. Me and you, we come to a conclusion that Muhammad is a satanic man. Me and you, we know and we believe in God. Don't you believe in God's existence, Muhammad?
Yes, I think there is a God.
Exactly. And if I ask you, you told me already that Jesus is amazing, powerful he is, correct?
Yes,
So what is missing about Jesus not to be God? He can resurrect people from death. That is God power. He can make the blind see. That is God power. He forgives sin. That's only God power. He is alive as we speak. That is God power.
yes,
Jesus is not like me and you, my friend. Yes, he come in the flesh of a man. So God, because he loves us, he humble himself. Man always wanted to see God. Where is this God who want me to worship him? Why he don't love me and come to me and show me himself? I am the
yes,
poor man who need to see God so I can believe. I am limited. My eyes cannot see far. My ears cannot hear far. My life is not long. Why does God don't come to me? Jesus did that. So when Jesus come to this earth, not because he is weak, but because he is strong. If God
yes.
cannot do what Jesus did, then God cannot be God. So my friend Muhammad, I invite you in the name of the Messiah to accept him to be your savior. So today you will be saved.
Uh, I'm sorry. I know I took too much of your time, and I thank you
Don't
for
worry. Don't worry. I'm here trying to serve you, my friend.
thank you very much. I just want to tell you that I saw the movie The Passion of the Christ. Is it good? Does it reflect?
I did not
Uh,
even watch that movie. I don't myself. I don't watch movies to learn about Jesus. The Bible is my book. I don't have other resource. So to know about Jesus, my friend, we don't learn about him from movie. Movie is a movie.
of
There are
course, of
things.
course, of course. No, no, no. I wanted to tell you that I saw that he's a very good. He's very kind. That that even after all the bad things that happened to him, he stayed very kind, and he wanted to save all humanity.
Always.
That's what
Jesus
I
in the
remember.
cross, my friend, he says, "Forgive them, Father. They do not know what they are doing." He was not cursing and angry, and I want to kill you, and I want to show you what I can do. Just for me, wait for me, I'm coming back. Even when he was on the cross, he
Yes,
was forgiving and merciful. Imagine if Jesus say, kill them for revenge for me. Do you know what the Christians will do to the Jews? We are almost 3 billion human beings. If Jesus says, kill whoever deny me, do you know what we can do? But Jesus, he cared for you, Muhammad. He cared for your family. Christians today is the most powerful nation when it comes to armies. Nobody can stop them. They can destroy everything. And I believe those countries, they will destroy everything anyway. But here we have Jesus, the merciful, the loving. He don't want the Christians and the Muslims to hate each other. We don't us to kill each other. He ordered the Christians to love their enemies. So my friend Muhammad, I've been ordered by the Messiah to love you and your family as my own family, even though you've been taught as a Muslim not to be a friend to the Christians. And this is the
No,
huge
no,
difference.
I never accepted. I never believed that. I
You don't
never
believe
believed that.
because you're a good person, but the Quran order you, correct?
Yeah, in a way, yes, I
Yeah,
think
and there
I
is no
think.
other way. The Quran, chapter 5, verse 51, take not Christians and Jews as a friends, specifically. So you've been ordered to be evil, but because you are a good person, you are coming from a good family, you do not believe in such a garbage. But for me, from the other side, I've been ordered to love the Muslims, even if they are not being just to me, even if they are unfair, even if they are killing us. And the love we present to you is to provide you the truth about Jesus so you can be saved. So when we invite you to be saved by Jesus, not because we hate you, but because the Messiah loved you before us.
Yes, yes, I know it's a very kind message, and and like you said, we were brought up in liking kindness and trying to be kind. So anything kind, it touches me, and I understand that.
So what do you think about accepting the Messiah as your Lord?
Uh, uh, I really want to, but I don't think that it would be. You know, when I all my life when I see people entering Islam without learning about Islam, I never liked it. You know that when they accept it directly, I always wanted them to at least learn about it. You
Well,
know, so that.
Muhammad, no, Muhammad, he don't care for this. Muhammad, he prefer if you do not know. The Quran says that clearly. Don't say we believe, say we become a Muslims. And you know that, right? So this
That's
is the
right.
nature of Islam. Islam do not want you to know because in chapter 5, verse 101, ask not questions. Why? Because if you ask questions, you will leave the faith.
Okay. You know, the only problem that I may have with Christianity, and it's the same. I know it's the same with Islam. I know that it's the same. I believe that you know I think I understood the kindness of Jesus. I really believe that I understood it. But I don't. Uh, when someone is kind, I don't think that. That he will send all the non-believers in hell. You know what I mean?
No, my friend, because he is kind, he will send you, he will send them to hell. Let me explain to you why. This person, he is so kind to the point he come to this earth, he cry out to save you. He died in the cross. He been tortured. He been called names. Just to tell you, I'm coming to save you. And then, Muhammad, he refused to accept him as a savior. So it is not him who decided to go to hell for you. It is you who choose to go to hell. Because it's you who refuse to be saved. So don't blame the Messiah for not being kind. It is you who is not being kind to himself. So when the day of hell will come, and you say, this is not nice. Well, he said, was it nice when I
No, I
came to
don't.
you?
I assure you, I don't care about me. I always believe that that I may go to hell, and it's not a problem for me. It's the kind people that I find it sad that kind people may go to hell. You know, I assure you that I'm not thinking about me,
My friend,
and I don't think I
the
deserve to go
kind
to
people, it
heaven.
doesn't matter how kind you are, because the kind is evil. The kind of a man is evil. Because even when we are kind, we commit sin. None of us is a clean, like a clear water, even clear
Of
water
course.
full of bacteria. So when a human being, he play the victim, or he play that he is so kind, but in reality, we are not. We commit sin, and we do sin, and we live with sin. And later, we claim that we are the good ones who is walking like angels in this earth. But in reality, we are not. So God is not judging kind people. We are not. We are always committing sin, non-stop. And the best of us is not even clean. So when God will judge you, he will judge you for rejecting him. He will judge you for what you did. He will not judge you for being kind, which means he will not punish you because you were good. He will punish you for you being bad. So don't worry about the just of God. God is just. As an example, If somebody never heard of Jesus, let us say he lived in the jungle of Amazon. He never heard of the
Yeah.
Bible. He never heard of Jesus. Is that fair? He will go to hell? Well,
No, of
God, he
course,
will
it's the
not.
same thing
Well,
it's the same thing in Islam. That
no,
when he doesn't hear about it.
no. You see, you do not know much about your religion. So only in Christianity. If you never heard of, when you say something to me, Muhammad, show me reference. Otherwise, this is not true.
I'm sorry. I know I'm not an
Yeah.
expert
So,
at all. It's what
if
we
you do
were
not, if you did
taught.
not get, you see, we just prove that Allah is unjust. Me and you, we agree that Allah is unjust, and this is why you left Islam, right? So suddenly Allah is just again. He cannot be just and unjust in the same time. Either you are just or unjust. And as long as you believe in destiny, that's mean if somebody don't heard, he never heard of Islam. Allah did not make him hear of Islam. You know, Islam is a silly.
Okay.
Islam is a silly religion based on this because Allah did not make me hear about Islam. How stupid is that? You know. So God will judge you based on your knowledge. And now you, as a Muhammad who spoke to me, and you know about Christ, you know about the Bible. So if you refuse the Bible, then you are really challenging God, or you rejected God. You are not the same as a person who live in the jungle in the middle of nowhere. You never heard of the Messiah, and you live as a human being, whatever God he gave you little knowledge in your heart. You are not. So I asked you already twice to say, I said to you, accept the Messiah. Look like you are not ready, and this is your choice. But I say to you, time will come and your soul will be taken from you. Your soul, your body, it is not yours. Everything you have will be taken from you. And then after your soul will be taken from you, you cannot repent, and there's no return. So my friend Muhammad, I give up, but I don't give up. I give up on you as a human, but I pray to the Lord to open your heart and to make you accept him as Lord and Savior. I pray for that. But as
I
long
just want what can I read to know more about Christianity, please?
go, you can read, start from the book of John, the Gospel of John, and read about the Messiah from the book of John, but try to read and to live the words. Try to read and to live the story, not just to read. Try to be filled with the love of the book so you can understand the book.
Okay, and then I read the three others.
When you finish the
Gospels.
first one, you can read but the first one alone will make you a different person. I guarantee you that.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
You're
Thank you
welcome,
very.
Muhammad. I'm so happy that you decide to leave Islam at least, and you are a step closer to accept the Messiah, and I hope soon I will hear from you.
Thank you very much.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
God bless.
You too. Thank you.
Well, we did our best what we can do, right? What we can do. But at least we were able to save him from Muhammad. That alone is wonderful. All right. Every day actually we go live. We have a very good, like, let us say, productive day. Either somebody leave Islam, either somebody accept the Messiah, always there's no way our work will go with no benefit. And that make many Muhammadan get upset and angry. But the question is, you get angry because you cannot refute us. As simple as that. I have an offer for the Muhammadan. We have 1,400 people watching. Who is going to call right now and bring this gentleman back to Islam? Do you see how big the challenge? My voice is tired, you can tell. My throat is hurting. But I'm willing to stay. And I'm giving you as a Muslim to call me and to reverse all the proofs I gave to Muhammad which made him leave Islam. Who is the Muslim would like to call us? And he think, or he dare, to take the challenge, and we are live on air. Your brother Muhammad, he just left Islam and you don't want to do anything? Where is your heroes? Where is your Dudu and Susu and Mumu? Where is your Sheikh? Where is your Ustaz? Any Muhammadan? And now actually I remember this guy, the gentleman from Malaysia. Remember him? I actually, last time I hung up on him. And now I remember him. This 70 years old man. He called me before from Malaysia. Today he called us, he left Islam. And not only that, his family left Islam too. And not only that, a bunch of his friends, they left Islam too. Where is the Ustaz of Malaysia? Where is the Ustaz of Indonesia? They are good to take $5,000 to make a speech from the poor Indonesian. I saw a documentary